What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. You have your normal Wednesday team here today. You have myself, AlphaDog Bets, here with my guy, JD, loving the backwards hat today. From Line Movers. How are you today, JD?
Doing good, man. Today I've had a wonderful start to the day, so that always puts you in a extra good mood. Yeah, man, everything is going well. How are
Love to
you?
hear that. Living the dream, brother. Getting into this whole Wimbledon thing. Took a couple long shots with in the women's singles. We all know that a lot. I think it's 4 of the top 10 have already been eliminated, so there could be some value on the board. So that's why we have it on here. Nobody tell anyone, but we got it right here. We're keeping track of what is going on there. But JD, we have an unbelievable slate today. We have a 19-game MLB slate. Games have already started. We have the suspended Red Sox game already firing off. So JD, I think we should get this show rolling. What we do on this show every single day is recap how we did on the day before. I had a slightly positive day, JD. We went plus 0.3 units. So a gain is a gain, I guess. Not a huge day. A lot of my plays yesterday did get rained out, so we have some options today I'm very much looking forward to. A lot of those rain out games are using the same exact pitchers, so it's the exact same matchup we expected for the doubleheaders. So excited to go over that. We have a ton of games we absolutely are going to be diving into. JD, how are you feeling about today's slate?
I have some spots that I really like, but honestly, with 19 games, I don't have as many plays as I would have thought.
I'm in the same boat. Let me see here. I already sent out my VIP card, and it's a decently sized card. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight plays and 1 parlay only. So with a 19-game slate, I definitely did not attack the board from all angles. I definitely think it's a good day to pick your spots, like you said earlier. How many plays have you been looking at today in total?
I was about to say I have 4. I do have to say that those 4 picks I do really like.
Yeah, so we'll be able to go over all those edges. And as always, guys, drop in the comments what games you want us to break down. There are 5,000 games today. We are not planning to go over all of them, but any games you guys want us to talk about, we will absolutely talk about. So drop them in the comments. We are here for you guys. Over to the comments now. Joseph is here, as always. Stetsy boy, we appreciate you, brother. The fucking Yankees. I don't need to read the last of it. The only thing that is relevant in this post, Joseph, is the fucking Yankees. That's all you have to say about it. Brucey is here. Happy belated, Bruce. Hope tell us what you did yesterday. Hope you enjoyed your birthday. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. Yankees overs are tough right now, Bruce. It's probably the number one least profitable bet in sports gambling right now. I believe the under is hitting 16 of the last 17 games between these two teams, or between the Yankees. So we'll have to see. I think it's a good time to kind of dive in, JD. You ready to start breaking down the games?
Let's do
it. Dude, I had the same thing just happen to me too, so I am freaking with you. So I caught my throat all day today. Let's keep it rolling. We're going to get right into the MLB, guys. First game we're breaking down today is going to be the Tigers taking on the Nationals. This game is coming to you live in exactly 1 hour from right now. 1:05 Eastern is the first pitch. Pitching for the Tigers is Tyler Holton. Holton is 3-3 on the year with a 4.5 ERA and a 1.25 WHIP. On the other side, Trevor Williams. Trevor Williams is 3-9 on the year with a 3.6 ERA. JD, thoughts about Trevor Williams, who, by the way, at home this year has a fantastic record of 1-5 and a 6 ERA. He's one of those weird reverse split pitchers that pitches better on the road compared to what he does at home. All that being said, JD, what are we taking in this one?
Yeah, for me here, this is probably one of my favorite plays of the day, and it is a Trevor Williams fade. And I'm going to do that by taking the Tigers team total over 4.5 runs. Like you said, Trevor Williams has not been good at home. He has not been good actually just actually overall in the season. Through 16 games, he has a 5.65 ERA with a 1.47 WHIP. Even in the games where he hasn't been giving up a lot of runs, he's still giving up a lot of hits, which means that there are a lot of guys on base. So even in the games where, like I said, he hasn't given up necessarily, a ton of runs, there has still been a chance for those runs.
Yeah.
But there's one thing here that really starts to stand out here, and that's Trevor Williams versus left-handers. They hit him extremely hard. He gives up a very high average to them. And this Tigers lineup can just stack them.
Yep.
So I'm expecting them to have 6 or either 7 lefties here to a day.
Yep.
And I think that they can get to him. And then this Nationals bullpen, man, they've been terrible.
Dog shit. Dog shit's how we say it on this show.
Yeah, especially recently. Who last series I think was versus the Angels, and that was just it was just gross.
Yep.
But anyway, so yeah, if this was a night game, like if this was the only game that they were playing, this would actually be like a really big play. But since this is the first game of like two, I don't like to go like really heavy. Actually, like, you know, on like games like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is a play that I definitely really like.
Yeah, I like the Tigers as well in the spot. It didn't make my card. I'll be completely honest. With the juice of what it is right now, it's currently coming in. Let me get the exact odds. Minus 155 on FanDuel. So my limit is usually around minus 150. That's what we took the Astros with yesterday. They won a extremely stressful game, but they still got it done. In this spot, JD, you put it perfectly. It's a doubleheader. I don't love to attack doubleheaders, which I know if you have been following my page, you saw that I posted a 2U doubleheader play in the Mets game already today. But in this spot with this pitching matchup, I really do think if one of these teams goes down early, they're going to kind of throw it in for the game, if you know what I mean, JD. They're not going to use their high leverage relievers if they're down by 3 or 4 runs in the 5th or 6th inning, which makes it a little more difficult to kind of come back. And I do think if that's the case, they'll be looking for a split, so they won't use all their big arms. So I do lean the Tigers here just at the minus 155 price. It's not something I could pull the trigger on. But if this, like JD said, if this was a single off game, a night game between these two teams, I would have hammered the Tigers. But the doubleheader makes it a little nervy here. So for me, it's not an official play, but a very strong lean on the Tigers to get the win here. All right, JD, ready to move on to the second game, which I absolutely love and do have an official play in?
For sure, yeah. And also, just from what you were saying there, as far as the Tigers, as far as not playing this game, as far as their team total over, from what you said, just makes me like it more.
Yeah.
Because the Tigers are going to get some runs here. Like,
yeah, the odds are that the Tigers will go up big, and then the Nationals will not use their big bullpen arms to save them for tonight. So I definitely do understand why you would like that so much.
Exactly.
100%. All right, JD. The next game we're breaking down is another rainout game. I'm getting it tweeted out here. And we have a pretty good pitching matchup here. We have another game between the Padres and the Phillies. JD, pitching for the Padres is Pivetta. Nick Pivetta is 8-2 on the year with a 3.36 ERA. On the other side, for the Phillies, a guy we've talked about on the show a ton, Mick Abel, a great story back in the majors and pitching well for himself. So that is the pitching matchup here. It's basically a pick-em price for this game. Padres are at a minus 112. Phillies are at a minus 104 currently. All that being said, JD, any official play from you in this one?
As far as official play in this game, no. You know, I think it's priced fairly well. You know, as far as the Padres going, they have our guy, Big Dick Nick, on the mound. 8-2 on the year. Has a nice 3.36 ERA and a 1.03 WHIP.
Yep.
You know, this would be a spot where at this price, you know, the Padres, I like would want to back them, but then when you look at it, as far as the Phillies lineup goes, they will hit him extremely well.
Extremely well.
Like not just really well.
I have a homer prop in this game. I'll let that out early. I have a homer prop in this game. And if you're looking at the lineup, you could probably find who it is. If you're looking at how individually their players have done against Pivetta in their career, it's pretty obvious to see one guy I'm targeting in this spot.
And then on the other side, as far as the Phillies, as far as Mick Abel goes, you know, he started 5 games for him now. He's been good. I mean, he's had a game or two where he hasn't looked, you know, the best.
Growing pains. He's 23 years old. You have growing pains with some young kids like that.
And for me with him, I just still need to see a little bit more. So that's why the Phillies, the Phillies is the way that I would lean here. At the price, I just can't get there. But it has to be priced this way because like we were just talking about, the Phillies bats just hit Nick so well.
Yeah. The one thing to figure out in this game, JD, and I think that's the big question mark on how you're going to play this. Are the Phillies bats going to show up today? They have not shown up in a couple weeks. They have been absolutely invisible over the last couple weeks. So I do think some of their guys will have a big performance, and I'll jump in here, JD, and tell you what I'm going to be playing. I am playing the under 9.5 in this game. I just think it's too many runs with how poor the Phillies offense has been. And on the other side, I do think that Pivetta should do a decent job against them today. They have been struggling. He's been on his game this year. So I do expect a decent performance out of him. Mick Abel's done me well as well. I've backed him quite a few times this year so far. I know you said he started 5 games. I've probably had some sort of action on the Phillies, either with an under in the game or on the Phillies. He's done very well for me. So that's definitely my favorite play in the game is the under 9.5, which is kind of funny because I told you guys I have a home run prop in this game because I do think one player in the Phillies is going to hit a homer. Yet again, we have 9.5 runs here. One homer is not going to kill this over. But that player is Bryce Harper, guys. In his 13 at-bats against Pivetta in his career, he's batting .308 with 2 homers and 4 ribbies. He has struck out 6 times. So if he doesn't strike out, it could be a homer. That's kind of how he's done off Pivetta in his career. But you can currently get those odds, guys, at a plus 360. And for a home run prop on Bryce Harper, I think that's pretty good odds, especially when he's done this well against him in his career. What do you think about Bryce potentially going deep here, and what do you think about the under?
I mean, as far as from what the numbers say here, I mean, that definitely makes a lot of sense. The under, that also, to me, now makes a lot of sense. Because the Phillies bats, like you said, they have just not been hitting well. If they're going to break out, this would be the game that actually you would think. But that's also one of those things that we talk about all the time is we still need to see it.
100%.
So yeah, I definitely like that under.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite play by far. And like I said, I do think that Bryce Harper has a good chance. Any other players in this lineup you're thinking about taking any player props? We just went over, how this team has done against Pivetta in their career, and they've had some success. Trey Turner's batting only .222, but in his 4 hits, he does have 2 homers. Max Kepler's batting .429 in his career with a homer. Any other guys you're targeting? Because let's be honest here, the bottom 3 in the Phillies lineup today is an absolute dead spot. You have Bryson Stott, Edmundo Sosa, I believe, and Rojas in center field. So there are 3 absolute guaranteed outs at the bottom of this lineup today. So if you're going to target anything on the Phillies, I think it has to be one of their top 6. Anything you like in that realm.
Let me see here. Let me pull up some extra home run odds here.
Let's do it. God, and by the way, I'm tweeting out the next game right now, which is going to be the Marlins, and just looking at what the Marlins have done is just insane. I'm currently putting in the tweet that they've won 8 consecutive games, and even I don't believe that when I've read the stat directly in front of my face.
I'm not sure if actually y'all can hear that, but it is storming so loud.
I do not hear it on my end, which is good.
Okay.
So if I don't hear it, they probably can't hear it.
I say then no, they can't. But yeah, it is throwing down out.
Come up over here, bro. It's nice and beautiful weather today in the tri-state area. Come hang out up here. We can hit the pool after the show. J-Bo is here. J-Bo, we've been waiting for you, bro. Where have you been? Welcome to the show. We appreciate you as always, bro. Currently, right now, JD's pulling up some homer props in the Padres Phillies, and we're talking about potentially any additional props in this game.
I mean, at the odds, maybe actually like a Kepler one at plus 450.
Yep. I don't mind
it. Besides that, yeah, I mean, as far as Bryce, I actually think he's the best option there, especially at the price.
I do too.
You're still actually getting a decent price there. So yeah, there's what I would go with there.
There we go. All right, we have another game added to us from J-Bo. He wants to see the Brewers Mets. He wants to see the Astros Rockies. J-Bo, you want me to talk about a -800 in the Astros against the Rockies? I mean, I can, if that's what you want. Let's keep it rolling, JD. The next game we're breaking down today is going to be the Twins taking on the Marlins. And guys, the Marlins are hot. It's really weird to say. They're winners of 8 consecutive games. And JD, I hate to say this, brother. I hate to say it to you of all people. My laundry's done. That's not what I was going to say, though. But the Miami Marlins are ahead of the Atlanta Braves in the standings now. The Marlins have officially passed the Atlanta Braves. If you would have told anybody that on July 2nd, 2025, midway through the season, right before the All-Star break, that the Miami Marlins are ahead of the Braves, I think most people would be a bit confused, but that's the reality of what's currently going on. On the other side, the Minnesota Twins are kind of what we thought they'd be this year, JD. They're 40-45. They're 13 games back of Detroit. They are behind Cleveland as well. So both of these teams are sitting in the middle of their standings. Anything you like in this game. It is super weird seeing the Marlins be this good, but they have been this good as of late. And the Twins have been a team we faded lately. What do you like?
Yeah. That game last night, I didn't watch the whole thing, but like what I did watch of it, it was so weird. It was like both teams had something else to go and do. Like it looked like they didn't give a shit. Like they were up there just trying to get the game done. Like it was super weird.
Mhm.
And it was a super low scoring game. But tonight, I think that's going to change, and I think we're going to see some runs. For the Twins, we got going Simeon Woods Richardson, which is somebody that we have talked about a few times. It is somebody that I like to try and fade. It is not a every game fade because he's one of those guys who like has his good starts and then he has his starts where actually like he gets hit. And today I think is one of those spots where he gets hit. This Marlins offense has been hitting very well, and I do think that they can get to him today. Then for the Marlins, we got Junk on the mound, and I mean that in every way possible. That actually is his last name, and he is kind of junk. His numbers this year, they don't look that bad. He has an ERA of 3.73 and a WHIP of 1.15. I don't know how it's not going to stay like that. His actual last outing was versus the Giants. That was at the Giants. So actually, like as far as a pitcher-friendly park, he actually gave up 5 earned runs in 3.2 innings pitched. Then as far as his whole career, he has an actual career ERA of 5.43 and a WHIP of 1.5. I do expect him to keep pitching more actually towards that. Yeah. And we've talked about it a lot over the past week. As far as the Twins, they haven't been winning, but the bats have been doing well.
That's correct.
So this is another one where I think the Twins bats will at least get some runs also. This is one where I think both sides are going to score some runs. So give me the over 8.5.
I like that. If I were to take a total here, I definitely would take the over. I lean the Marlins, guys. I mean, take a look at Simeon Woods Richardson's stats on the road this year. He's 0-2, has yet to win a game. His ERA balloons all the way up to a 5.6. It's a full run higher on the road. And then you take a look at how the team has done in games that he started most recently. In 3 of his last 4 starts, the team has gotten killed. They have lost by a ton. He had a good outing last game. He was only able to go 5 innings, but he only gave up 2 hits, had 1 walk and 6 Ks. But he's not a guy who's going to give you length. I do think the Marlins will get him out of the game relatively early here, and then they'll be able to attack that bullpen, which we've talked about quite frequently on this show. That the Twins' bullpen is terrible. There's no other way to put it. The starters sometimes, dog shit. It's the dog shit of dog shit. They get hit hard every time they come into a freaking game, it seems like. So, yeah, it's a little weird to say, guys, but the underdog Marlins are the play here at plus 105. I do think they are who you have to take. I know Junk is a guy who we haven't loved to back in the past, especially previous years. But when you look at his numbers this year, he's been really good. And then you take a look at the games he's started. He has only started 2 games this year. He's a reliever, but he has started 2 games this year where he's given them a little bit of length. In those games, they've won both of them. He was a long reliever. He was not supposed to be a starter for this team. But due to injuries, he was propelled into this role. And he has thrived in it. He beat the Braves and the Giants. And they won both games pretty easily. 6-2 over the Braves, 12-5 over the Giants. I know that Giants game is a little bit of an outlier. He did give up 5 runs on 8 hits and a homer, but the team came out and hit for him. I like to see that. Give me the Marlins at the plus 105. It's the only play I think that you can make on a side here. Like I said, if I were to take a total, I agree with JD 1,000%. You would have to take the over here. But on a side, I think the only side you could take is the Marlins. The values on the Marlins are the plus money team. That's exactly what I'd play. And, the books put the Marlins out at this price because the average gambler, the casual baseball fan, doesn't know that the Marlins have won 8 games in a row. They don't know that the Marlins are ahead of the Braves in the standings. They don't know that the Marlins are only 8 games under 500 because the casual baseball fan sees the Minnesota Twins as a minus 120 over the Marlins. They're going to hammer it. So the sharp play to me is definitely going to be on the Marlins side at plus 105. You think they'll get the win today, JD?
As far as the side, that is the only way I could go.
I feel the exact same way. You can't even take the Twins against anyone right now, especially as a favorite. They just have not produced. So if you're going to give me the Marlins at plus money, that's exactly what I'm going to play. All right, JD, we have one more scheduled game, but our guy Jabo has given us more to talk about, which we appreciate. And this is to everyone else out there as well. Please let us know if there's any games you want us to go over. We said it at the start of the show today. There are 19 MLB games today. 19. If there's any you want us to talk about, we are here. We only have 4 pre-scheduled because we leave open games for you guys, the viewer games. We want to cover the games you want. So we pick the games that we have some big bets in, and then we wait to see what games you want us to cover. So drop them in the chat if you guys want us to cover any other games. But, JD, we still have one more scheduled game today, plus a couple from J-Bo. We have the Angels with you say, he say, she say, Kukuch on the bump. Kukuch is 3-6 on the year with a 2.79 ERA. And I say this every time we talk about Kukuch. This Angels team really hates him. He also probably really hates himself for signing there in the offseason. He has a 2.79 ERA and is 3-6. That's a really good ERA and a really bad record. So this team doesn't hit for him. It's kind of wild. On the other side, we have JD's favorite player in baseball, Didier Fuentes. Didier Fuentes is 0-2 on the year with a 10.8 ERA. To be fair, he's only pitched in 8 innings. Maybe he'll turn it around today, going up against a lackluster lineup in the Angels. All that being said, JD, we're going to kick it over to you, our residential Braves reporter on the show. You're taking Kukuch tonight. You're taking your boy Didier and the Braves. What do you got?
Man, as far as actually Fuentes goes, no, he's like not going to turn around. I have talked about this, and actually all of it starts so far. They called him up too soon. He is not ready to actually be here. And actually that is shown in actually both starts so far. He's given up 4 earned runs off of 6 hits in his first start, and then 6 earned runs off of 8 hits in his second start. As far as strikeouts in those 2 games, he has actually had a total of 4. Like I said, he really should not be called up yet. I really do not like that actually he is in there. Today, I do not expect him to go long. But he is going to be in there. Try actually start though. So that I think gives us some value on the Angels' first 5 team total over. You can get that at 2.5. I actually bet it at plus 114. I actually think that's a great price. But then as far as the Braves bullpen goes, you're probably going to see a lot of that, which hasn't been that bad, but also has not been as good as it really should be. Mm-hmm. But then I also like more than just that. On the other side, you have the Cooch going. And like I said, as far as his numbers for the season are not bad. Especially when you are considering that his actual ERA for this year is 2.79.
He's done great. There's no other way to put it. It's that the Angels are just going to be the fucking Angels. Going there has to be absolute hell. Absolute hell. And then you have to be teammates with Anthony Rendon, that absolute POS sales system. The best, nicest way I can put it. I don't know, JD. It's tough to back the Angels in any way ever. Ever.
Right. As good as his numbers are this season, for his career, ERA is actually a 4.38. Mm-hmm. It's hard for me to get around. That's the guy that I know. Yes, that just cashed for us. Like I said, that's just the guy that I've known and been used to. What's going on, Casper? But tonight, the Braves, this offense has pissed me off more than any other team. I'm not sure what's going on with them. They're set up to be so well. That's what is supposed to carry them. It is. And it's not, but today they face him. But the thing is, he is a left-hander. This will be, as far as left-handed pitching, this will be their 4th straight one they have seen.
Yep.
So if they're going to hit, today's going to be that day.
From your lips to God's ears, brother, because my play coming up next, I need what you're saying to come true.
Okay. Well, and then as far as the Braves' current lineup numbers versus him are actually very good also.
Very good. Very good.
So I think today the Braves should put up some runs. Like I said, along with, I think the Angels are also going to put up some runs also. So besides the Angels' first 5 team total over, I'm also going to take the full game over 9.5.
I like it. I like it. So I'm going to be back in the Braves here, JD, and you made a lot of points on why I'm going to be taking the Braves. The Braves have seen an overload of lefties. That's exactly what I wanted to dive into. They have been seeing a ton of lefties over and over and over. And in spot, I do think they'll be able to hit Kukuc. And you put it very well as well, that this Braves team, the players on this team have hit him well in the past. They've seen him. Most of the guys in this lineup have seen him a good amount of times. They've hit him very well. And I do anticipate the Braves to be able to get the win here. Would I take the Braves in the first 5? Absolutely not. Do I think the Braves are going to lose the first 5? Absolutely. But when the Angels dip into that bullpen, when they're able to knock Kukuc out of the game, because let's be honest, Kukuc can be hit out of the game very easily. Here's another fun fact about Kukuc in this spot. The game is in Atlanta tonight. He is 0-5 on the year on the road. Kukuc is yet to win a road game, and his ERA balloons from a 2.79 on the season to a 4.5 on the road. He just has not been the same guy on the road. And then you take a look at his most recent road game. He got absolutely lit up by the Orioles. So if you watch the show, you know how we feel about the Orioles, their management, their offense, what they did in the offseason. He gave up 7 hits, 5 earned, 7 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, a homer, and 2 walks. He had 10 strikeouts. Congratulations. You still gave up 1 million runs. You may have been able to get some swing and misses, but you still gave up 1 million runs. So I do anticipate Didier Fuentes, the Braves starter, to pitch better at home. You know, if he's going to pitch better in either one spot on the road or home, I'm going to pick him pitching better at home with the home support. And with Kukuc's road numbers, I think it has to be a Braves play, but only on the full game. Only on the full game. I really do think that the first 5 could go the Angels' way. So that's exactly how I'm going to play this game. All right, JD. Next game we're going to break down. We're going to do the Pirates game. We have had a request in there from somebody new. So shout out, Chikozy. I haven't seen you in here. Coming to us from our YouTube, Chikozy. We appreciate you tuning in, brother. And that game starts in 7 minutes. So I promise, I know, J-Bo, you put other games in there first, but this game starts in 7 minutes. So we want to cover it before that game does start. All right, boys, it's another Sonny Gray day. Sonny Gray is pitching for the Cardinals against the Pirates. Game starts at 12:35, so in 7 minutes. Sonny Gray, 8-2 on the year with a 3.36 ERA. On the other side, Mitch Keller, who's 2-10 with a 3.9 ERA. So Sonny Gray is 8-2 with a 3.36, and Mitch Keller is 2-10 with a 3.9. Can you guess which pitcher gets a little bit of run support? Pretty obvious which one does and which one doesn't. But Mitch Keller did get a win in his last outing. He had a very impressive performance. And last night on Paul Skeens Day, this Pirates team held the Cardinals to a 1-0 victory for the Pirates. The Pirates are also winners of 5 consecutive games. Another thing I didn't think I would be saying in the year 2025. First, it was the Marlins winning 8 straight. Now I have to throw in the Pirates, who have won 5 straight. All that being said, JD, what do you like in this game? We're at 5 minutes until first pitch.
As far as the Pirates, yeah, like you said, they have been running hot. I have won 3 or 4 bets now with actually them, and they're a team that I'm still looking to back. Today, I'm not on them, though. Because as far as Sonny Gray goes, I don't really want to go against him. Technically, as far as this number for him, I think there is value there. This actually seems pretty cheap. I'm just in one of those phases with the Pirates currently, to where they have been cashing for me.
For everyone.
And I just don't. Pirates. And it's one of those things where if I'm not going to take the Pirates while they're on this run, then I'm just going to stay off. So that's why I'm going to stay off. But if you want to bet the Cardinals, I can give you a bunch of reasons why.
Yeah, so I'm going to be honest. This almost made my official card for the Cardinals. I didn't take it, but I didn't take it for a reason. The Pirates are hot, red hot, and I don't want to fade them while they're on this win streak. I want to see what they'll be able to do here. If these teams were playing their average 2025 baseball right now, if you were able to get the Cardinals at a -125 against Mitch Keller with Sonny Gray on the bump, you would do that 1,000% of the time. But that's not currently where we are. The Pirates are 25-21 at home, guys. Let me repeat that. They are 4 games above 500 at home. They've performed very well in Pittsburgh, where they're playing today. So would it surprise me if the Pirates win? I mean, it surprises me every day when they win, but not more than usual today. And I do think the Cardinals should be able to pull it off. But yet again, with the way this Pirates team has been playing, I don't think you can fade them till you see them lose a couple games. Not just one game. As JD always says, you got to see it twice. I need them to see two losses, basically back-to-back, which will take them off of what I think here. All right, boys. we have a couple more games that J-Bo has requested us go over. Brewers Mets game 2. So if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, which I'm assuming most of you do, I've already posted for Mets game 1. That is a 2-unit play for me. But we're going to now move on to game 2. We have Jacob Mizorowski pitching for the Milwaukee Brewers. You know, people all year, JD, have been saying, well, not all year, the last couple weeks, Mizorowski, one of the top up-and-coming guys. Then you had the kid from Cincinnati come up, Burns, saying how do they compare? Well, I think we figured out who is right now the more dominant starter, and that's going to be Jacob Mizorowski. He's 3-0 on the year. Last outing, he went up against Paulie Skeens, and he got the win there. He's 3-0 with a 1.13 ERA and a 0.63 whip. He looks identical to Paul Skeens' numbers from last year. It's crazy to see what Mizorowski has been able to do since coming up to the bigs this year. Pitching for the Mets on the other side is an absolute trash bag. There's no other way to put it, JD. You got Blade Tidwell. Blade Tidwell is 0-1 on the year with a 10.2 ERA and one of the worst whips I have ever seen. A 2.5 whip. That means every fucking inning he's pitched, 2.5 base runners have reached base. In 10 innings this year, he hasn't gone a lot, which he's started multiple games. He just gets knocked out of them very quickly. In 10 innings, he's allowed 18 hits, 8 walks, and 2 dingers. Really, really bad stuff out of him so far this year. I'm going to be honest here, JD, with me being on the Mets game 1, you know how doubleheaders normally go? Normally it's a Splitsville. I'm taking the Brewers in game 2. Mizorowski in the bump going up against Tidwell. I do think that the Brewers will save their bullpen arms for the second game. I do think the Mets get up ahead early in game 1. And the Brewers kind of wait knowing they have Mizorowski in a big game in game 2 tonight. So for me, the Brewers, in game 2 are absolutely a slam dunk play for game 2 of the Mets Brewers today. JD, thoughts? What do you like?
This is a game that I had not looked into, but I just did now. Because as far as the second games, you just never know what you're going to get. You'll have guys that played in the first and then they're going to sit the second game.
Yep.
All that stuff. But you can get the Brewers in the first 5 here, man, at minus 135. What are we doing here?
With Tidwell on the bump.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure what we're doing. I don't care what the lineup is. I really don't. I'm not going to go ahead and lock in the Brewers on the first 5 for game 2. As soon as the show's over, I'm going to go ahead and bet that and give that out to clients.
There we go. J-Bo's with you. J-Bo is with you there.
That
Are you going to wait to see how game 1 plays out? Because game 1's at 1 o'clock and this one's a little bit later. I was thinking about, so this isn't on my official card yet. It'll probably be an ad to my clients today. But the Mets' first game is at 1 o'clock. This one's scheduled for 7. So you have a good amount of time to see how this plays out. But if the Mets win in a landslide in game 1, I don't think you're going to get the same value on the Brewers. I think it's going to be much harder and a much worse price. What do you think about potentially waiting?
I think a lot of people are doing just like me. They haven't even really looked at this game yet. So I don't think it doesn't matter what happened in game 1. When people really look at what's going on here in game 2, the Brewers are going to be bet. And this line is not going to be there. So I am gonna go ahead and lock that in now.
I respect it. All right, Brewers game 2 seems to be the opinion of this show. JD likes them first 5. I like them in the full game and the first 5. I like them always. You can basically take them in game 2. All right, JD. J-Bo has one more game he wants us to talk about today, and it's going to be the game of the millennium, the one everyone's been talking about and waiting for weeks. And that's the Houston Astros going into Colorado and taking on the Rockies. Pitching for the Astros today is Hunter Brown, an absolute dog. No other way to put it. Hunter Brown is 8-3 on the year with a 1.7 ERA and a 0.89 whip. In 98 innings of work this year, he's accumulated 118 strikeouts and has only allowed 8 homers. Fantastic numbers there, especially when you compare them to the Rockies starter in Austin Gomber. Gomber is 0-1 on the year with a 6.14 ERA. In 14 innings, Gomber has allowed 3 homers compared to 98 innings for Hunter Brown that's only allowed 8. So Gomber has been getting taken deep. Yet again, he plays for the Rockies, so everyone kind of gets taken deep in cores. They're usually high-scoring games, but his numbers are a little bit higher than most here. JD, all that being said, the Astros are a massive 265 favorite. Anything you like in this spot? So right now the run line is 2.5 at minus 110.
Yeah. So Hunter Brown's strikeout prop is pretty low. Has he ever pitched in cores before?
I don't believe so. Let me see. Let me check it out.
because it's set at 6.5. So that either tells me probably that either he has pitched in Coors before and he hasn't done that well, or either they don't know how he's going to do. Because a lot of times, even the best of guys, when actually they like go to Coors, like I said, because of everything going on there, your pitches do not break the same way.
Yep.
So even the best of guys can get hit here. So, but that strikeout, it still seems low though. At 6.5, you can get that. It looks like you can. Some of the books are pretty juiced, but there's a few books out there where you can get like a -1, like 25. I think I would have to take that over because the Astros, I mean, like I'm just priced out of everything.
Yeah. This is his second start at Coors. His last one was on July 18th, 2023, where he allowed 4 runs over 5 1/3.
That's not. There's
Not too bad. Not too bad. Not great, but not too bad.
Yeah.
For me, no play on this game. It's Astros every way humanly possible. I don't mind their team total over. I don't mind if you look to parlay them. You guys know my feelings about -1.5. I'm not a big fan of betting -1.5, so I definitely am not a big fan of betting -2.5 in a baseball game. But if you want to parlay them or take a team total, I definitely don't mind that. I think they win by 1 billion runs here, but not something I'd bet for them to win by more than 3. And I would look at the team total. Let's see what the team total is currently at. Because they did score 6 runs yesterday, so the offense did do okay. It didn't do great for, Coors Field, but let's take a look here.
It is also supposed to be hot with the wind blowing strong out.
Yeah. Let's see what the team total is currently sitting for the Astros, and that's currently sitting at a 6.5. Ugh. I still kind of like it, to be honest with you. They scored 6 yesterday, and they're versing a much worse pitcher today that does get taken deep pretty easily. So I would take the over, the team total over 6.5 for the Astros. I wouldn't take the full game over 10.5 though. I would prefer to take the 6.5 for the Astros because I don't know if the Rockies are going to be able to touch up Hunter Brown. Everything you kind of see on this, they do expect him to kind of have a big performance. Do we have the lineup for the Rockies yet? We don't because it's a late game, so we don't have the official lineup, but I just don't see any way that the Rockies keep this game close. JD, any additional thoughts on this game before we move right into best bets?
As far as the model price and everything, as far as the runs for them today, it's a little bit lower than what I thought it would be. Like I said, the weather, you actually you actually do have to account that in.
Yeah.
Because I have them around 5.7 runs, but that's not factored in with like the weather being like so good.
Perfect. Yeah, 100%.
So
92 degrees and blue skies at first pitch is what I'm seeing here. So it looks like that is going to be a beautiful day to hit some runs on this game. All right, JD, we have just about 1,000 people still rocking with us. We appreciate every single one of you for this mega Wednesday 19-game MLB slate. But with that being said, JD, you ready to dive into a little best bets for today, Wednesday, July 2nd?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, brother. Best Bets is sponsored and powered by Player Profit. Guys, we talk about Player Profit every single day. Come take one of their challenges with us. It's a very unique opportunity where you can pay a low entry fee to take one of their challenges. If you pass their challenge, you get funded to gamble with their money and keep a portion of the returns. JD, I say it to you every day. What's better than gambling with someone else's money? I'll answer that. Nothing. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. JD, for them to get all the benefits of using Player Profit and get some special perks by being a viewer of this show, what promo code do they have to use to get those benefits?
Make sure to use promo code MBM.
MBM. Use that code. All right, JD. Let's pull up Player Profit and go over today's Player Profit best bets of the day.
Let's do it. Here we go. So,
and it's on the screen today, everyone. It is on the screen today.
Yeah, yesterday, like I had to look so dumb because I'm just sitting there talking about it and like acting like y'all can see it all.
It was funny. I will say it was funny.
And you couldn't see a damn thing. But anyway, yesterday we were 1-0-1. Alpha's best bet on the Mets. That one was voided. And then I had that Diamondbacks and Giants over 9. That was a nice sweat-free winner there for us.
Yep.
So let's see what we can do today. I still haven't even picked what my best bet is. Do you have one ready to?
I sure do. I sure do. It's right there.
Mets.
Yep. If I loved it yesterday, I'm gonna love it again today. Oh, are they steaming? -137. Let me take a look here. I have a very different price, but let's play it. That is still good with me.
Okay. Well, we're gonna play to win 100 there.
Let's go.
Game is not available due to canceled status.
My Mets bet?
Oh, hang on. This is showing for 7-10. Hang on.
Oh, yeah, that's yesterday. It said 7-1. We got to go to 7-2. Boom.
Let's try this again.
That number looks so much better.
Okay.
Minus 130 is much better than closer to minus 140. I was going to say, man, I'm finding a much better price elsewhere, but that looks right there.
It all makes a lot more sense now.
Right? Because I did just message you on the side and say, holy shit, that line is so off. Just a little peel back behind the curtain. But we have the right line now, and everything feels right now.
You know what? I'm gonna go to this Twins and the Marlins game, guys. I do think the bats tonight heat up, and both teams put up some runs here. So we're gonna play this one to win 100 also. Risk 119. Go back over here. And there's both of our best bets tonight. Marlins and Twins over 8.5. And then in game 1 of the Mets and the Brewers, Alpha is taking the Mets on the money line.
Yes,
also,
sir.
one more thing. If you guys buy a 5K account, you're actually going to get a month of VIP free. And then as you see on the screen there, as you go up, the longer you get. So if you do that there, make sure to use code MBM and then send me a DM. And actually we will get your VIP hooked up there.
You'll get free VIP of me as well. So make sure you guys take advantage of that opportunity. You're not going to really get that opportunity. And JD, I believe the lowest price point, they can see what that is, but it is cheaper than both of our VIPs combined. So you're going to get both VIPs basically for free. So make sure you guys check that out. It's a fun opportunity and it helps support the show. So make sure you guys do check that out. JD, we have 1111 people here. No, now 1112. That was cool for a second. Wait, whoever just joined, thanks a lot for ruining that for me. Just kidding. Welcome to the show. But JD, as you know, Wednesdays, Papa Dog is over at the crib doing his laundry. He is in the bedroom and he is ready for some lunch. So let me get him the hell out of jail and you get us the hell out of here.
Well, I am also ready for some lunch. So,
me too.
Yeah, guys, let's keep this week going. As far as the month of July, it started off well for us both. I know we didn't have any huge days, but they were winning days.
Yes, they are.
So let's just keep that going. I know for me today, as far as tennis, I'm off to a hot start. So let's keep that going throughout the day.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, guys, let's just have a day. July 4th weekend is almost here. So close. And yeah, guys.
I can't wait.
Let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace. Let's go Naomi Osaka.